and Wendy.
Some people, it's 10:35, I came home and I was like, crap, I forgot they rescheduled for today. Pretty quick ran back up.
Yeah, it was a fun day without internet
I
yesterday.
know, I came in, I was like, here's someone's hanging out for a little bit.
It was like I could actually I was. Good morning, guys. For the sake of the recording, I think most people here know me. I'm Mike Zanoli. I'm your Market Center tech trainer for both the Montgomeryville and Bluebell offices. So today we're going to talk about some paid Facebook advertising, or more importantly, paid social media advertising. So I kind of want to digress for a quick second here, and we'll get to the point in just a minute. But what we do in real estate is investing, right? We invest our time and oftentimes our money into the hopes of making more money, right? That's we can boil that down in a simplistic way, right? For really any job, if you want to be if you're a doctor, you're investing your time, energy, and expenses into helping people with the promise of money. So if I told you guys that you can take $50, if you give me $50 and in 6 months to a year, I will give you $15,000 back. Well, first of all, you think I'm some crazy prince from Nigeria on your email, but in essence, this is what we're doing in real estate, right? If we want to take a $50 ad, the hope is to make 15 up to, I guess a little bit on the high end. You can make $15,000 on a commission if you're selling a $6,000 or $7,000, $100,000 home. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of advertising, right? We're investing our $50 in our time, and it's for the hopes of making this money. Now, I will tell you, this is a little bit more predictable than the stock market. So we've all heard that real estate is a numbers game, right? If you do an activity X amount of times, eventually you're going to get a client out of it, right? So if you knock on 100 doors, you're probably, after so many doors, you're going to get a client, and there's a number associated to that. And it's the same thing with Facebook ads. And when I say Facebook, I only use Facebook. If you guys use Twitter, Instagram, we can advertise on those as well. I'm old and I don't do Twitter or Instagram. So if you guys do utilize that, go ahead and you'll get results on that. But I will tell you that statistically speaking, if you need to put your money in the best possible place, it's still Facebook advertising. The people on Facebook are the ones that have the money. Instagram is great for fashion trends and pop culture and things like that. But you're hitting a 20-something crowd that may or may not have the money for that. So anyway, so the overview, the way this all works, and I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, but we create an ad in Command, and it'll go out on Facebook or Insta or whatever, but we're going to talk about Facebook today. It'll go out on Facebook. When somebody clicks on this ad, it's going to take them to a lead generation form within Facebook. And that lead generation form is a data collection, right? We're looking for their name, their phone number, and their email address. Facebook does us a favor. Facebook already pre-fills out that form for us with their Facebook name, the email associated with Facebook, and the phone number that they have associated with Facebook. And all that person has to do is hit verify. Once they verify, it's going to send them the information we promised in the ad. In this case, it's going to be a listing. And at the same time, it's going to send us their name, phone number, and email address. So in essence, they're paying for this information, right? So let me share my screen. We'll dive in. Okay. let me back up here so we can get to the beginning. So for those of you wondering, our Facebook advertising is going to be done within campaigns. So if we click on campaigns, I have a bunch of ads that I've done in the past. So I'm going to go into paid ads here because that's where we are. And that's where a lot of this is going to live. All right. So here is my most recent ad. For those of you guys that are at home, let me try and blow this up a little bit. It is not wanting. There we go. Too big. Too big, too big. Okay. Where did this put me? This took them out of order. This, that's, well, I want it all. Yeah. This took it out of order for some reason. It usually puts them in chronological order.
You get the arrow on either CPM or CPC. You hit
Oh,
something-
that's a good call there.
You hit something, one of the arrows there or something.
Let me back up here. I want to show you my most recent. There we go. Thank you. So here's an ad I just did. This house is in the West Ward of Lansdale. And by the way, folks, it is still available. So I'm actually going to be running a new ad on this today. So if you guys have a buyer for a 3-bedroom, 2.5, bath Victorian in the heart of Lansdale's West Ward, walking distance to Main Street, let me know. We just lowered to 385. So, all right. So this is the ad that I put on Facebook. It's nothing special. We'll wait till this loads here. It's a picture. It's short description, and that's about it. Let me get my screen a little smaller so we can see this. So it's cut off here, but it just says Lansdale home for sale and then learn more. And in the description, it just says, a modernized Victorian jewel in the heart of Lansdale's highly sought after West Ward, updated with tray ceilings, recessed lighting, newer kitchen and bathrooms. This home won't disappoint. What's missing from this? The call to action is learn more. It's kind of cut
Price.
off. Say that again.
Price,
Price is missing. What else is missing?
Address.
The address. What else? What do you want to know about this house if you're looking for a house?
Bathrooms.
Cost. Yeah.
Bedrooms, bathrooms. I've left all this out on purpose. I'm not a bad advertiser. If you are advertising this to your sphere with like a Facebook post, something that you're just putting up there for free, by all means, put everything you want in there. But this is to specifically get people to click on it. If we give them the price and the address and the bedroom and bathroom count, why are they going to click learn more? There's not much left to learn, right? So just know when you're doing these write-ups to leave it vague. Give us a neighborhood, an area, give us a few details, sort of tantalizing details about the house. It has tray ceilings, recessed lighting, newer kitchen and bathrooms. It's a modernized Victorian jewel. What the heck is that? We're most of us are, which all of us should be good at these write-ups, but most of us are good at these write-ups. So just take your time and make sure that your write-up is going to be a bit vague. And you're going to do that on purpose.
We purposely didn't put in there walkable too, because then people can look up.
Well, I could have put walkable
Would you
to
put that
walkable
in?
to Main Street. Yeah. Walkable to
Even
town.
though it gives away like a little bit of an area.
Look, as a realtor, we could always go on the MLS and look up homes in Lansdale and find this. And really anybody could go on Zillow and do the same thing and just pull up the Lansdale listings and find it to get the information. But we know that most people aren't wired to think that way.
It's easier just to
Yeah.
click on.
So it's easier just to click learn more.
Yeah.
Now, when they do click on learn more, I don't have a screenshot or anything of that that lead capture form, but it's just a bubble that pops up. It has their name, their email address, and their phone number. and a verify button. Now they can change the information in there if they want. So from time to time, sometimes more often than not, sometimes you get really good information, but sometimes people change that information to a fake name, a fake email address, and a fake phone number.
Right.
Don't get mad about it, just move on. They're just one less person that you need to call, text, and email. So with this ad, let me blow this back up again. With this ad, it ran for 6 days. I had a total spend of $30. I received 19 leads out of it at a cost of $1.58 per lead. Now, let's talk about these leads. I'm gonna stop sharing because I might use some hand motions here. It's my Italian blood, so forgive me. So we have a sales funnel. We know that sales funnel. Everyone here should know what that sales funnel is. And the top of it's really wide, right? And that's where we throw in all of our leads. It's very wide. And then it narrows as it goes down to a very small opening. And that's where our sales fall out, right? We have to get these grains of sand or these people all the way down to the spout in order to get a sale or get a client or get paid. So at the top of this funnel where it's really wide, leads are very cheap. $1, $2, $3, $5 per lead. And that's where these leads are. But they're very far away from the bottom of that funnel, right? We got to do a lot of sifting to get through to the bottom so we can get one of those, grains of sands, or we'll call them diamonds, one of those diamonds out of that funnel. Now, if you notice, you guys get bombarded with lead sources every day in your email, most notably Realtor and Zillow. How much do you think the average Realtor or Zillow lead is right now? Anyone want to take a guess what you pay per lead?
35% in some cases.
Well, 35%, yeah. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But per your investment, we're looking at roughly on average of about $250 to $350, $250 to $350 per lead. Now with Realtor, I know they have a little bit of a different setup. They have two things where you can pay for a zip code, and then the others you can pay for leads, but you owe them 35% once you close the deal. But nonetheless, 35% of a $10,000 commission is $3,500 that you're paying in order to make $6,500. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to leave on the table there. So, and we're not even talking about our commission splits with Keller Williams or your team or whatever. $3,500 is a lot. $350 per lead. And that's not even a closed sale. That's just somebody who's going to talk to you. So we're getting these at $1.50 to $5 per lead. So just know that these are going to take a little bit of work to convert. So we're going to go over that as well, because we can hook up smart plans to this and have our automated follow-up. Ronan, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, when it said on your ad, it said 19 leads. How are those leads like quantified, and how do they? So does that mean like someone showed interest or someone clicked it, or how are they determined the lead?
That's 19 names. I received 19 names, phone numbers, and emails.
Okay, great. So you put that in, right? That's not auto generated. Okay.
No. Those are how many people responded to the ad.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That's how many people clicked to learn more and gave me their information.
Okay. And how would did you have some kind of place for them to put in their information while they were like responding to it, or?
Yeah, well, that's the lead generation form where we collect that information. And
Okay.
Facebook takes care of that for us through the process. You'll see.
Okay.
And then, so what it does is it automatically dumps into my command system. I get a little badge on my phone that says, hey, so-and-so responded to your ad. you might want to respond or you might want to reach out to them.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So we're all clear with the sales funnel. So the length of time on this, how quickly do you think the average Keller Williams agent converts a Facebook lead? As of April of this year, it takes 299 days to convert one lead into a client. Let me repeat that. 299 days is your average Keller Williams agent to convert this. So is this a thing? If you need a deal next week to pay your mortgage, is this something you're going to utilize? No. Is this a deal is this a lead source that you can create additional sales over the course of time? Absolutely. But how many times have we received a lead? We call them once, we call them twice, we call them 3 times. You know, we get the lead on Monday. By Wednesday, we're like, they're not answering the phone. I'm out. I'm done. These are not those leads. These are things we're going to have to nurture for a very long time, and I'll show you how to do that. So let me share my screen again, and we're going to get in the nuts and bolts of this. Okay, so everyone's clear on how to get to campaigns, right? It's this little megaphone down here. If you hit the Keller Williams square up, the KW square up here, it'll expand that menu so you can see it. And then we're in paid ads. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to create a campaign. In fact, you know what? Let's stop this. What's more important, the ad or the follow-up? I'm getting a little out of order here. So what good is an ad with no follow-up? So we're going to start with the follow-up first. So what we're going to do today is we're going to advertise a listing. You can see most of my ads here, I advertised listings. However, you can advertise different things, such as Bluebell Homes with pools. We could target this ad to people that have search histories for homes and pools. So this is actually a pretty popular one. I got 24 leads out of $30 from that one. I've also done Hatboro Horsham School District listings. If you want to, Wissahickon is an award-winning school district. People want to be here. I think 2 years ago, it was the only blue chip or blue ribbon school in Pennsylvania. The only blue ribbon school district in Pennsylvania. It's widely considered the best school in the area. Although Council Rock people will tend to disagree. But all right, so we're going to start with our follow-up, and our follow-up is there are smart plans. So I want to create a smart plan, because the way this is all going to work is, again, they're going to fill out they're going to click on the ad, they're going to fill out the form, we're going to get their information, and it's going to send them to the listing. Now, as soon as we get their information, we're going to trigger a smart plan to automatically follow up with them. And that smart plan is going to text them, it's going to email them, and it's going to remind me to call them in a series. And then if I don't get them within a week or two, it's going to dump them into another smart plan that shows them listings in the area once a week forever. So we'll look at that smart plan. So I actually already did a smart plan here, this 241 Susquehanna. And if we expand that, it should say Facebook ad. So I'm going to go into the edit screen. Now, I do have copies of these in the library. If you guys want to download them, you're going to have to tweak them each time you use them. But, let me show you where to get them in the library. So there's over, I think, 20,000 smart plans in the library right now. Far too many to choose from. So what we're going to do up here in the search bar, we're going to change it from smart plan name to author name. You just type in my last name, Zanolli, Zanolli. I'll leave that on the screen for just a minute so you guys can write it down. And here are the smart plans that I have I have uploaded in here. So there's the Facebook ad follow-up plan. So this is a little old. You might want to tweak it a little bit. You might want to make it sound a little bit more like you, because the way I write and the way I type and the way I speak might be a little bit differently than, how you would. So you'll be able to download it and edit it to make it your own. The other thing you're going to do is, this is just a general smart plan. You're going to add things like the property address and the neighborhood and things like that. So each time you use it, you have to go in and edit it quickly. So that's where that is. To add it to your library, you're just going to hit add smart plan.
I think yours didn't come up. I went to the library, put the Noli in. It didn't come up.
Would you change it to author name?
Instead of.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, when you look up my last name, make sure you change it from smart plan name to author name. And if you're looking for other ideas, maybe mine, the one I have isn't for you. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's easy because it's already written. But if you want to go into the description or the smart plan name, we can simply type in Facebook and we get 630 results. The best part is they're sorted by how many people use them. So 3,000, 2,500, 3,400, 3,700 people are using these. So that there's a lot of people using them. So, but let's go back. We're going to pretend I already downloaded mine, and here is mine. I'm going to go over to the pencil here, and that if you hover over it, it will say edit on the right. And I know we have a lot of people here online. Guys, I have the screen collapsed, my Zoom screen collapsed, so I can't see if you put anything in the comments. If you have something to ask, just take yourself off mute and interrupt, because I'm not going to be able to see your comments until I stop sharing the screen. So the way this smart plan works, and this is just it's an automated follow-up. It immediately prompts me to make a call. Where is that going to show up? Well, one, in command, it's going to show up in this bell up here. You'll get a red badge that says, hey, you got to do something. But more importantly, if you have the command app downloaded on your phone, make sure you have the command app downloaded on your phone. It will pop up badges and banners and dings and buzzes for when a lead comes through and you need to make a call. So make sure you have that downloaded. If just go to the Google Play Store or the Apple store and just download the KW command app. All right, so the first thing it tells me to do is it tells me to make a call. This is going to happen instantly. As soon as I get their information, it's going to tell me to make a call. And I have a task description down here. It's literally a script. So if you don't know what to say, if you're on your command app on your phone, or if you're in command here, it will pop up and the task description will say, hey, this blue contact first name here will insert that person's first name from their contact card. So it'll say, hey, Bob, or hi, Bob, thanks for looking at the home for sale at 241 Susquehanna Avenue on Facebook today. I know you're not be ready to make a purchase, but is there anything I can help you with? Blah, 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 blah. So, and then it's going to insert their email in there. So I can ask, hey, is this a good email for you? Because if I get them on the phone, I want to verify their email address. It also immediately sends them a text message. Hi, contact first name thing. And it basically says the same thing. This is Mike with Keller Williams. It might not, blah, 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 blah. The things we're going to change in here every time we do a new ad are obviously they're going to be a call regarding what? We're going to change the address, or maybe it's Bluebell Homes with Pools or whatever. And then we're going to make sure everything in here is changed. Especially on the text and emails, because we don't want to send them old information. Like if I redid this one I have a listing coming up at 1221 School Lane in Abington. We want to make sure that this doesn't have the old information in. So you're just going to go through and you're going to edit this information. It takes about 2 minutes to just go through and change it. So the third step is a delay. I've called them today. I've sent them an email today. Probably don't want to bother them anymore. So we wait a day and we send them an email. And the email basically says the same thing, except for, is this a good phone number for you? A lot of times people will respond and say, hey, no, that's my old phone number. Contact me on this. And if they contact you right away, you're going to take them right off that smart plan. But we'll wait another day. It prompts me for a call. So now we're on day 3. Called them, I've texted them, I've emailed them on day 2, and now I'm calling them again on day 3. Another 2-day delay here. And another text message. And this is where I get most contact. Hi again, I hope I'm not being a pest. Just want to make sure you're being taken care of. At that point, people go, oh, no thanks, I'm working with a realtor, or, oh, you're not a pest. I'd love to, send that to my email. That'd be great. And that's where you usually make the connection. But after that, we wait another day, we send another email. I didn't hear back, so I thought I'd send them to you. And then I inserted a link here for Lansdale Homes for Sale, because at this point, they're probably not interested in my listing. And if anything from the last 3 years holds true, it used to not even be for sale by this time, by day 6. And then I have it, waiting 3 days, and it dumps them into another smart plan. Now, this is where the Lansdale Homes Weekly is basically, I'm sending them this link for Lansdale Homes for Sale once a week for the rest of their lives until they opt out or call me. So where do we get this link? We get it from our website. So I'm going to go to MikeZanoliProperties.com. It is my Keller Williams website. I just pay for a new name. And I'm going to search 19446 for Lansdale. I could type in Lansdale, but it's only going to give me the borough. I want all of the Lansdale mailing. So this takes me to my website, and there is the entire zip code with all the homes for sale. This is the link that we copy. The link is the URL. A link is a URL. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. And we're simply copying that. And then I'll go back to my command edit screen. And let's just say I'll do it in here. So I can type in, it's being goofy. So I can type in here. Why is that underlining? I don't want it to underline. Oh, because I have bold and Lansdale Homes for Sale. And then you can simply highlight it. This chain looking link up here is to embed a link behind it. So here's the link title, Lansdale Homes for Sale, and the target is my URL. So I'll paste that in there and add the link. Now, when somebody clicks on this, it'll be like a blue hyperlink on their email or their text message. When somebody clicks on this, it's going to take them right to here with all the Lansdale listings already pre-separated.
Yeah, you put 19446 and you just brought out the homes in Lansdale. How come I put 19422 and it brings me all the properties near 194 and 194?
So on your website, when you're doing it, let me go back to the beginning, get that search bar. I typed in 1944, you said 442. You need to make sure that you go down and choose under zip codes, that area. And now it's going to bring up all the Bluebell homes. All right. Or that's weird. That pulled up. Oh, I put in 442, not 422. Let's try that again. There we go. We'll select it from zip codes.
You have to do those 2 steps.
Yeah.
It's always gonna have to.
Yeah, you have to choose it from the drop down. Otherwise, it's just going to center the map over that.
Right.
So
That link always gonna be updated with new home.
this is going to be a live link. So if they use this link a year from now, it's going to have those new homes. So whatever drops off and comes on the market is going to be there. So because your website is an IDX website and it pulls those in real time. So any questions online about how to do that hyperlink?
Can you do that one? The hyper-
So, all right. So lastly, this last one here is add to smart plan. So you can pull these over. These are widgets here. So we can create a task, creating a task would be like, send a thank you card or, whatever it is. Make a call is going to be a reminder to make a call. Send an email and text are pretty self-explanatory. Set a delay, that's going to be to set time in between step 1 and step 2. So you can do a minimum of a day. You can do a maximum of, I think, 30 days or something. And then add to smart plan is going to end this smart plan, but it's going to add it to another one. And then finally, restart smart plan. You can loop it over and over again if you wanted to, depending on how long it is. So that's what I did with this last step. I added it to another smart plan. All right, let's go take a look at that other.
Mike, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference? And I don't see both of them on my screen right now, but what is the difference between number 12, which you have Lansdale Homes Weekly, and the one before that you had the first link?
Lansdale Homes for Sale.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an email. Let me go to the beginning of it. Send email. Didn't hear back, so I thought I'd send you these properties. These are the current homes for sale in Lansdale. And then there's this link here to Lansdale Homes for Sale, which takes them to my website. Down here, that's the end of the smart plan, really. I'm adding them to Lansdale Homes Weekly. It's a new smart plan. So I'm going to exit this one.
And how is that different than the previous search?
It's not really.
It's the same one, right?
Same one, except if I looped, I did this other one, this Lansdale one as a loop. If I would have looped it in the first smart plan, it would have looped everything. So it would have gone back to the first email and reminder and phone call. So we don't want to do that. So I started a second smart plan. So the one ends, the final task of smart plan number 1 is to begin smart plan number 2. And smart plan number 2 is simply an email. Click this link for an updated list of Lansdale Homes for Sale, and you can see this is purple. It's going to show up blue in their email as a hyperlink, but in our edit screen, it shows up purple. Please let me know if you have any questions. So then it waits. We have a delay for 7 days. And then I set another email, and it's the same email. And then it waits 7 days, and then it repeats unlimited times, which means it's just going to send them the same email once a week, over and over and over and over again.
Do you have to set a trigger at the beginning of this?
We do. Let's go back to that first smart plan. Now, triggers are just things that are going to kick off our smart plan automatically. And for the sake of this, we're going to do a tag. Let me go back into our first smart plan. Is anyone lost? No? Okay, good. Now's about the time where Zoom starts eating up all my bandwidth in the computer. So you can choose a trigger up here in this first step. So you'll see when we start doing the ad that anybody that responds to this ad is going to be automatically tagged with this tag, 241 Susquehanna Facebook ad. Now, when your smart plans see a new contact with this tag on it, it's going to automatically kick it off. So as soon as we receive their information, it's gonna automatically tag them in our database, and it's gonna use that tag to automatically trigger this follow-up plan. That's why this follow-up is so important. In fact, I probably don't even do an adequate job with the weekly one. I might need to expand that to incorporate a monthly phone call or something in there to better grab that lead. So let's get into the ad.
What trigger box? Do we have to add that or is that always in there?
You'll have to add it. There's a little edit button here,
Okay,
and it'll bring a list of your tags up.
okay.
All right, so let's get into the fun part. Let's get the ad going. So we're in campaigns. Well, I'm going to campaigns. And by the way, guys, I can do this in about a half an hour. So it doesn't take a ton of time to do it once you know how to do it. Okay. So we are going to create a campaign, like we said before. It's going to be a social ad paid, because we're going to pay a few dollars for it. This banner comes up. Google search ads aren't working right now. So we're going to name it. In this case, I always name it the address. This is just for your reference. No one's going to see the name of this. So name it whatever you want, but I'm going to name it the property address, Facebook.
Social, right? Social.
I did, yeah. Social, Facebook ad. And since I've already run this once, I'm going to put 1/2023. And the purpose is to advertise a listing. Again, none of these boxes are going to change anything. Whether you do attract listings, attract buyers, whatever it is, it's just for your reference. So we're going to advertise our listing. And then I'm only going to use Facebook. If you guys want to use Instagram and Twitter, if you're hooked up in your settings, then you know, that's up to you. But by and large, the best results come out of Facebook.
Does that change? So you're gonna show us just like your Facebook, but say I clicked on Instagram and Twitter at the same time.
Mhm.
It will change the dollar amount, obviously, because it's,
No, you can still do the dollar amount.
so I can just do $30.
You can do $30, but what
it's gonna get
it'll give you the
split. That's what I
choice.
mean. It's gonna
It'll give
get-
you, yeah, it'll give you the choice to split up. So if you want to do $20 to Facebook
Right.
and $5 to Instagram and $5 to Twitter, you can do that.
Okay, and then does it change what you're gonna show me, or is it all, it's all the same thing?
It can all be the same thing.
Okay, thank
yeah.
you.
So, all right. So I'm going to create my campaign here. If you do have to, if you guys are going to use a second one, I would do Instagram. Advertising on Twitter's kind of gone now, long before Elon Musk took it over. It's not doing real well. Okay, so this automatically defaults to your listings. And for those of you that are new, or you're just not busy right now and you don't have listings, talk to your friends in the office, knock on someone's door and say, hey, I see that you have 123 Main Street for sale. I'd like to run an ad for it to get some buyers. Can I use your listing? Do not use somebody else's listing without their knowledge. I don't know of an agent in this office or either office that's going to say, oh, you're going to help me sell my home and you're going to pay for the ad. Yeah, help yourself. But do not use somebody else's listing without their knowledge.
You can use mine.
Cindy said,
Right, I'm gonna-
Cindy says she can use yours. So we'll have 45 ads all on your listing. So, so in any case, it shows your own listings. And if you don't have any listings, just change this over on the right from only my listings to all listings, and then pop in the property address. So Cindy, what's your listing?
107 Shriner Drive. SCHREINER. SCHREI.
EI. And then I gotta change this to all listings. And there she is, Cindy Chong. So that's how we would bring somebody else's listing up. In this case, I'm gonna do my listing.
Do mine, come on. 'Cause I can look up. I'm actually doing one as
There we go. So we'll just hit the select on there. And this brings us to sort of a flow chart of things to do. So we already did the name and goal, and we have this wonderful green check mark there. We have the listing here. If you want to change the listing, you can, if this wasn't the right one that popped up, but that looks like it's done. Text. And this is where we need to change things. So you get 250 characters down here. So we're gonna have to squeeze in some stuff. But again, you know, I had this, I have some things in here I don't want. I don't want 241 Susquehanna Avenue, because at this point, people will see the ad and they'll just go on Zillow and look it up. So that's why I deleted that and I changed it to the other thing. I'm going to open up a new window here real quick and see what I wrote. For time purposes, I'm just going to copy and paste it. Come on. All right, so here's the old ad that I did. This always happens about a half an hour into my presentations where things just get a little slow. So I'm going to copy the old one. I'm going to go back to my other one. I'm going to paste it in. And I have a few more characters here. So since I just took a price reduction on this, I'm going to price reduced. If you notice, sometimes I capitalize things that shouldn't normally be capitalized, and that's because I want to drive home those keywords. All right, so we have this. You guys can write whatever you want, but feel free to plagiarize. So in our headline, we only get 25 characters. So this can be challenging sometimes. So I try and just be as short and as specific as possible. Lansdale home for sale. Clean that up a little bit. And then this description. This description only shows up in tablet form. So when somebody is using a tablet to surf Facebook, it's going to have the main copy, which you can see our thing over here. This is our main copy. This is our headline. And then the description, you could be coming home to this. There's a few you can schedule private tour, view photos and videos of this home. Or you could be coming home from this. I actually like the view photos and videos of this home. So I'm going to use that suggestion, or you can simply type in what you want. Now that populates right under here, right under the Lansdale Heim for sale. Make sure you guys take the time to read through every word, because how many times have you seen advertisements and Facebook posts of other agents with misspelled words and poor grammar? So when you're done with this, this is our ad. We've just created our ad. We are going to hit save. And by the way, notice it says Keller Williams up here. This is going to change in just a second. So our next one is, we did the text. We're going to go to media. Now it's already checked off as we're done, but I still want to go through, because you may not want this picture. This is the first picture on the listing. You may not want that lead photo. If the house is kind of like, if you're selling like a row home that's just been redone and has a banging kitchen, which photo is going to be more impactful? Is it going to be the front of a 1930s brick row home? Or is it going to be a brand new white on white marble kitchen? I'd probably go with the kitchen as your lead, as your photo. Your DBA logo, that you're doing business as logo. I have the Keller Williams Montgomeryville logo on here. If you guys aren't using that, you can use Keller Williams Real Estate. That's going to pop up on there as well. So just make sure that's in there. Sometimes I get rid of mine. So we'll save that. Oh, this is required. Okay. Let me put mine back in. So since and we'll see this, to be compliant, we have to use the words Keller Williams Real Estate in equal or greater prominence than our name, right? We all know this from broker complaints and from school. So if you're not putting that DBA logo in there, you're going to make sure. I put a blank PNG in there because I don't want the logo in there. In your Facebook settings, my Facebook page is Mike Zanoli, Keller Williams Real Estate. Because I have that, that satisfies everything I need for compliance. By the way, there's no phone number on here, so we don't have to worry about putting the office phone number. You don't always have to advertise with that phone number. If you do, you have to have the office phone number and, you know, in order to put your cell phone in. So I chose my page. Now, sometimes if you run more than one Facebook page, you'll have the choice of things, but this is the only one I have connected. This is the most important step, this destination here. Make sure you have the Facebook lead generation form checked off. If not, when people click on your ad, it takes them right to the goods without giving you their name and phone number or email address. So just make sure that this is checked. And then you have your the button label. We can choose learn more, sign up, apply now. Learn more is the only thing that applies to this. And then our destination URL. So I'm going to pop back over to my website. I'm going to look up my property, 241 Susquehanna. I'm going to choose the property. I'm gonna need this URL once this pops up. So I'm going to grab the URL because when they click on learn more and they give me their information, it's going to take them to my website with all the photos and all the information. They'll be able to scroll through these photos, see the house, see the interior. They'll be able to read the description. They'll be able to do everything that you would on that site, on that website. Look at the neighborhood. So I'm going to copy this. Command C, or if you're on a PC, then it's Control C to copy. I'll go back to my website, delete everything out of this website URL field, and I'm going to paste it in. The cool thing is Command is going to verify this website to make sure it's real. So it's spinning. We get the checkbox here. And we're good. If you decided to create a landing page in Command, and we're not going to go over this, but if you do have a landing page that you want to connect it to, you have the choice to either hit that destination URL or choose your landing page. So scrolling down, our next section is audience. Now, this is the demographically charged portion of this, and there's two ways to do this. There's the auto audience, and there's the custom audience. And if you do have a custom audience that you're going to use over and over again, you can save it and just bring it back here. That's what this saved one is. So auto audience, these are the demographics that Facebook uses. So it's going to use things that we put in our ad. Keller Williams Real Estate, the keywords, price reduced, modernized Victorian jewel in the heart of Lansdale, in the heart of Lansdale, highly sought after West Ward. It should say neighborhood. Of Lansdale's highly sought after neighborhood. Okay, so that's grammatically correct. The one thing okay. Down here, we also have Lansdale home for sale. So this equips Facebook, their algorithms, to look through these words and match them up to other people that are searching Facebook or they're looking at Facebook. It's, you know, do you ever, you go on Expedia and you look at a cruise, and the next thing in Facebook, all you see is cruises. And when you search Google, down the sidebar in Google, it advertises for cruises and vacations. This is this is what they're doing. They're taking people's search habits and they're pairing them with ads. Well, we're pairing our ad with people's search habits. So the other way to do this, and this would be, I use the auto audience, I get better results from it. But if you have something very specific, like a home with a bowling alley, you might want to use custom audience. Custom audience allows us to customize our thing. For instance, if you have in contacts, if you have people's Facebook URLs in there, does anybody put Facebook URLs in their contacts? If you have more than 200, you can pay to target your database. And what that does is everybody that you have in your contacts that has a Facebook URL attached to it, it will send them your advertisement. So it's not like, you know, Facebook where you put a post up and some of your friends see it and, you know, some of them don't. And the more people that like it and comment, the more people will see it. You can bypass all that, but you have to have a minimum of 200. In this case, we're going to use a custom audience. So it already knows Lansdale. It already knows because we put the listing in there. It's Lansdale, Pennsylvania. So I'm going to bring this radius down as low as I can go. I can only do a 15-mile radius. We used to be able to go smaller, but that violates some fair housing laws. So 15 miles is the lowest Facebook will allow us to go. And then lastly, you add interests. So in your interests, it's loading up a list right now. There's a few hundred in here, but we want to start searching words for like home. Home and garden, home appliances, home business, home construction, single family detached. What about for sale? They pre-populate. There we go. For sale by owner. There we go. People that are interested in houses, people that are interested in house hunting, people that have search histories of Zillow. Be careful which one you choose. Zillow is for people, if you are doing an ad, you can do ads to agents if you want to recruit. So you can do ads to premier agents.
Do you usually do auto or custom for your listing?
I do auto. I'm just showing you kind of what's on here. And then people that search realtor.com. And then if it, you know, it's a house with a pool, you can do pool and it'll cross-reference everything with the swimming pool. So what it'll do is it'll, at this point now, once I hit save, it's searching for people that match search histories of house hunting, Zillow, realtor.com, swimming pools.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
So those interests that you're searching that's based off an algorithm of seeing what people search for. So if they searched homes
they
for
search
sale,
for
they can sort of just look into that. Okay.
Exactly. If Facebook tags them as house hunting, they show search histories for house hunting. And literally, if you go on Zillow or look at a real estate ad, it's on there. Like Facebook has us all pegged as realtors.
I'm gonna say, that's what I
That's,
see.
that's
I see
literally
ads,
all I get in my Facebook feed is real estate
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I see that sponsored ads by other
Yeah.
agents because of that.
Now, I prefer, and I would advise you guys just to use the auto audience.
What about the radius with that?
The radius I still bring down to 15 miles. And just be careful. Sometimes it'll put the wrong thing in here. But I'll do 15 miles from the center of Lansdale for my ad. So I'm going to hit save. And now we have our lead settings. How are we on time? We're getting down to it. All right. We're going to run a little over, guys. This is being recorded. So if you guys have to go, if you've only budgeted an hour, feel free to pop off and get that recording a bit later. So lead settings, auto tag. You can create a tag from here, or you can use an existing tag. In this case, I have 241 Susquehanna Facebook ad already on here. So I'm going to choose that. But if you type in something new, it'll pop up and say, you know, add tag. You can do more than one tag too, depending on what you want to do. But I'm just going to put the one in here. And then down here, assign a smart plan. And then it pulls up our list of smart plans in a very different order. Oh, it already has it on here, 241. Oh, because I chose auto tag, it's automatically going to do it. If I don't choose auto tag, I can then just choose a smart plan. So they changed this up a little bit. So because this is auto tagged, the smart plan's automatically going to pick it up. So we'll hit save there. And the last thing we have is our budget. So our duration and budget. Guys, you don't need to spend a ton of money on this. If you think you're going to outsmart everything and throw $100 budget into a 10-day ad spend, you're probably going to waste your money. There is a sweet spot in here. So $30 for 7 to 14 days, maybe $50 for 2 weeks. After that, after 2 weeks, the efficacy of your ad will diminish. So I don't run anything longer than 2 weeks. So, you know, for this, it's going to start tomorrow. You cannot start an ad today. Facebook is going to have to review your ad. That takes anywhere up to 8 hours for them to review it, to make sure that it's compliant with certain things that Facebook has to adhere to. You know, for instance, I helped somebody clean out their home and I was selling some things. They had a brand new box of kitchen knives. So I posted on Facebook Marketplace, you know, $30 for this. They were nice kitchen knives. They were probably worth $150. Facebook reviewed my ad and kicked it back because I used the word knives. I had to instead use kitchen cutlery. Because you can't post knife on Facebook. That's a story for another day. Anyway, and then you choose your end date. Right now, mine's 10 days long. I like to run mine for 7 days. So whatever that is today, January 7th through the, you know what, let's just get it through the weekend. We'll do 2 weekends here through the 15th. We'll do 8 days. At an ad spend of $375. If you did choose multiple things, you'll have the Facebook settings, and then you'll have the Instagram settings, which I think are the same. It's the same company. So I don't think you have to do that. But if you chose Twitter, there'll be a separate one for Twitter. And then down here for duration and budget, it'll ask you to split up your budget among the 3 different avenues. So we'll hit, okay, that did save. And after that, we just hit publish.
I like that audience definition that's on the bottom. 'Cause it shows you like the potential.
Oh yeah, let me hit X here.
Potential.
So yeah, you want to, when you do your audience and budget and everything, you want to make sure that this is within the green section. Otherwise it's too broad, otherwise, or too specific. Too specific, it's not going to hit enough people. Too broad, your water and things down. But the reason we use those demographics is it's just like, I always bring up you're not going to advertise makeup in a hunting and fishing magazine. You're not going to advertise crossbows in a in a style magazine. So that's why this is so important. I just, like I said, I make sure I have enough keywords in here, home for sale, the area, and some things about the house, and let it go. But I'm going to publish this one. If you've never done one, by the way, once you get to this screen, it's going to ask you to add a credit card. And you'll see a charge from Keller Williams. You will not see a charge from Facebook. If you decide to stop the ad before it's done, let's say the house is sold. Personally, I'd keep the ad going. And your script could now be, hey, I'm sorry that house sold. I'd love to help. There's other homes in the area. I'd love to help you find those.
There's something in the chat.
I do have something in the chat. Thank you. Who's in the chat? Thanks, Mike. Gotta go. Okay, that was Natalie. Thanks for being here if you're still here. But that's it, guys. So the next thing that's going to happen, I'm going to stop my share. I'll get an email later today from Facebook saying that my ad's been approved. And then I'll get an email that I've been charged $30. If you need to, oh, you know what? Let me share that again. If you need to stop this, just come over into campaigns and then paid ads where you can see your dashboard. This starts tomorrow. I can cancel this right now by simply hitting pause. Now you can't cancel the campaign out completely, but when I hit pause, after that end date of 1/15, it'll automatically cancel it and it'll hold that money on credit for the next one. So if you only use $10 of that and you canceled it, 10 out of the $30, you'll have a $20 credit for your next one. After that, you have to email KWRI to have them refund it.
Just run another ad.
But yeah, just run another ad or so I did want to show you guys now that I'm off, if you guys want to pin me up on the screen so it's big. I wasn't prepared to send in or connect my phone here, but on your
We're looking
we're looking
at that.
at Ronan. Why are we looking at Ronan?
We see you, Mike, not
Oh,
Ronan.
you do? Okay, sorry. Yeah, in here, it was just showing, it was just showing Ronan. So in here on your command app, on your home screen, at the bottom, you see that bell. It's going to show up there, but more importantly, it's going to show up as like a banner. Like when a text comes through or an email comes through, if you have your banner set up like that, it will. So just make sure in your settings of your phone that when you download the command app, make sure in your phone settings that you have notifications enabled. Because you know how sometimes we silence certain apps. Like if we have a game on our phone, we don't want to know, I don't want midday somebody notifying me that somebody played a word and Words with Friends, or I don't know, does anybody still play that game? No judgment if you do. So any questions? Any ahas, any excitement on what you guys want to, accomplish?
I like that you can target your own Facebook trends. Like,
Yes.
that was, I think, something, because you're right, when you put up anything, it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna see it, but that means everyone's gonna see it.
And so it's going to take an undertaking. You have to have at least 200 to do it. So,
To me, that's because that's the way I run, like I have a referral-based business. And that's where most of my business comes from, is from people that I know from
yeah,
my whole life. So that would be specifically worth it for me to.
absolutely.
So that was a big aha for me.
So,
So instead of targeting.
The public.
You can put your friends.
yeah, you can target your own database, but you have to have those Facebook
You have to go do like that URL.
Yeah, you have,
From their Facebook page and then put it into community. So yeah.
so it
it's gonna
takes,
take a
it
bit.
takes a while, but that's when, you know, when we taught,
Once it's
when I
set up,
taught the
then I get it.
database class, that's why we put in, you know, I showed you guys how to put in those pieces of information, because you can utilize them later. And it might not be something that you want to do now, but when you get a new contact, make sure you put it in, because you never know when you want to use it later. It's easier to put it in now one by one than it is going to be when you go 2 years from now. You're like, oh, I want to send something to my database on Facebook. And now you can't, because it's going to take a mountain of work to get there. Anyone online?
Hey, Mike, you can just duplicate the smart plans, right? If you have multiple properties that you want to do ads for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once you, and that's a good point. Thanks for bringing that up. Let me share the screen again. Once you create a smart plan, let me go back to my smart plans here. Do, 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 do. Okay. Thank you, Alex. All right, so, you know, I have this smart plan for 241 Susquehanna, and let's say it's old, and I have a new listing coming up on 1221 School Lane. I can simply go over to these 3 dots on the right and hit copy. And then I can rename it 1221 School Lane. This is where, you know, this is, you know, you're really going to have to go through this to change everything up in the edit screen. Come on, it's getting there. All right, and there it is. So we would just go into the edit on the pencil. By the way, when the fan kicks on in my computer, it's it's raising the white flag. So, you know, make a call regarding, you know, we would change this up to 1221 School Lane. And then in our script here, thanks for looking at the homes for sale on. Whoops. Let's get rid of all of this. 1221 School Lane in Abington. And I'll just copy and paste this everywhere else. So that should be it on that one. Here's our text message.
Is the text about the same thing
As the prompt to call? Yes. So I know with the text message, some people prefer to have it, the text say, hey, thanks for reaching out on my ad. I'll be in touch shortly. So you can certainly do that. Then we go down to our email. 241. So you can see how quickly I can change this by simply just copying and pasting.
Mike, can I ask you a question about that?
Sure.
Where you're using the specific address for this one,
Mhm.
if you're running, do you see that as an advantage if you're running more than one for either tracking purposes or maybe for the client's point of view, to specifically put that address in there as opposed to just saying thanks for clicking on my ad and then going into your questions as far as how can I help you?
You can. I prefer to be a little bit more specific.
What does that do?
Because
For
you want to jog your
Yeah.
memory. You want to make it sound like I know what you looked at, or I heard you, right? And if you put a general thing up, it may just sound too generic. And this is just my thought. To me, it sounds too generic. But when you're specific about it, it's not just a bot that is stalking you on Facebook. You know what I mean? It's not that robot chat box. It's a person. Hey, I saw you looked at this property on Facebook. They could have looked at 10 properties that day or that hour on Facebook, and they may not know what you're talking about.
Okay,
So that's why I always take a few extra moments to do it. So I think I missed something here. Oh, properties in the area. And then this one says, these are the current homes for sale we want Abington. And then I'm going to put Abington homes for sale. I like to bold this and underline it, so. Bold, underline, and then we're going to go to my website. Remember, we were going to do this. Oh, the property's not, Abington Homes for Sale. So that's, what is that? 1909. No, that's Willow Grove. 01 should be Abington. In fact, I think this home is Abington Township, but it's 19046, which is like Jenkintown, Rydell. There we go. So we copy the URL, we go back here. We add our link in. And now when they click on this, it says Abington Homes for Sale. And then lastly, we're gonna have to copy this other Lansdale Homes Weekly and make it like Abington Homes Weekly or Rydell Homes Weekly, and do the same thing over there. Make sense? But to Dan's point, that's how easy it is now that once you have it downloaded and set up, you can copy it, change the stuff up, and it's ready to go. Yes. And
I have a question about the recording. Thank you for the class, by the way. It's
sure.
how we can get the recording of this class?
Okay. Anna, you're in Bluebell, correct? In the Bluebell Consular
Yes.
office? Okay. So you're going to go to Bluebell, I'm sorry, kwbluebell.com.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go over to resources,
Okay.
choose agent resources.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I already logged in. There's a password to it. It's the word Keller Williams, all bunched together, capital K, capital W. So Keller Williams, one word with the K and the W capitalized. And then if you scroll down, there's the video section. And I'll make sure that Jen Bear pops this up here. Guys, for those of you in Montgomeryville, we use the Google Drive. So just go on the Google Drive and it should be shared to you. These videos usually get put out later in the day or the next day. It takes a little while for the video to render Someone was on mute. Someone was. All right.
Thank you
So
much.
any other questions, guys?
I have a question.
Yes.
With the leads that you get, do you find that you're getting actual real emails and phone numbers, or what percentage are actually real? We get a lot of fake.
I
stuff
would
that comes back.
say 10% are probably fake.
Okay.
And sometimes you might never know if they're real or not because it just rings and rings and rings.
Yeah.
Remember that, some people have been on Facebook for 15, almost 20 years. So they may have the home phone number to their parents' house listed on the account, from when they were 17 back in 1998.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not
do you-
perfect.
have you had success with the, like, actually gone to have a closed transaction from these
I
ads?
have, and I believe
Okay.
Fausto's on the call too. Fausto, did you ever close that deal? Remember you got one on an ad and it was like, you had a big one. It was like almost $1 million. Did he drop off? Did he jump off? Fausto's still here.
Well, that would definitely make it worth it.
Yeah, it would.
Get
I
a $1
mean,
million deal.
but look at the, if you think about this too, if you were spending $30 a month, if you want to budget this $30 a month all year long, and you're getting about 20 to 30 deals, so let's say 25 a month for 12 months, that's 300 leads. If you get one sale out of those leads, so 30 times 12 is $360.
Yeah.
If you did one
Okay.
sale, even if it was like $150,000 condo, one sale, $150,000 condo, you're probably making what, $4,000 on it.
Yeah.
So I will gladly trade $360 for 4,000. It's
Yeah,
just a
we-
matter of sticking with it. And when it prompts you to call, that you actually call, because I know realtors, and it might not be you specifically, but realtors in general don't like to call. They'll go, oh, well, it's going to email them and text them. That's good enough. It's not. You
Mhm.
got to call.
Yeah, I do call sometimes. I just get frustrated because it's not a real number, but we just keep sending them stuff.
Yeah, if it's not a real number, then just delete the number and try
Yeah.
email. If it's not a real email, look, I get funny ones. I got one the other a few months ago, and it was like screw you at foff.com.
Why
I
even
got
bother?
one, it was the oh, what was it? It was the Earl of Canterbury or something. Like they just put, and you just have to move past the stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you call and it's somebody else's number, just apologize and take that number off the list. Don't get frustrated with the fake stuff, because look, I'll be honest, I do it sometimes too.
Yeah.
How many of you or your wife or somebody has a junk mail email box where you created an email, and when you go to Giant and sign up for that frequent shopper card, you give them the junk email box because you don't want it littering. If anybody's ever given, God forbid, Staples or Bed Bath & Beyond your email address, you get 3 emails a day. So they'll just give them that junk mailbox. It's possible. Just move past that stuff and look for the gems, in the pile of trash. So, anything
got
else? Yeah, go ahead.
One last question, and I just looking for a little bit more clarification. The results, the 2 links that you used,
Mhm.
the results for those 2 links, they're the same results, right? You're just titling them different.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they point to that URL that goes to my website.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else before we close this down, guys? All right. Well, listen, happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for pivoting from yesterday. If you guys need any help, shoot me an email or give me a call, text me, throw a rock through my window. I'll answer. And otherwise, you guys have a great weekend, and good luck with everything.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike.
Welcome.